Welcome to the Coffee with Port St. Lucie Council. I am Teresa Aronson from the St. Lucie County Chamber of Commerce. It's my pleasure, our honor, to facilitate this event every single month. We do it once a month right here at the Community Center at Arosa. Times change on occasion, which we talked about, but if you do check our calendar and show up, we usually have some sort of surprise for you. And today's surprises start with our sponsor from Del Taco, Mr. Sergio St. Hill, who's new to the chamber. Welcome, Sergio.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Appreciate it.
We are going to dive into Del Taco in just a couple of seconds as our audience is diving into Del Taco right now, because if you would have come down this morning, you would be knee-deep in tacos at 9:06 a.m., courtesy of our sponsor.
Yeah, tacos for breakfast.
Tacos for breakfast. Tacos are good anytime, though, right?
It is.
All right. So Del Taco, it's our first one here in St. Lucie County, but how many are located? This is a West Coast thing. I mean, how many of you in our audience have heard of, been to a Del Taco? So you're from the West Coast, or do they have them up north? West Coast, yeah, I didn't think so, because I'm from up north, and I remember them because I lived on the West Coast too. It's a West Coast thing.
Yeah, it was started in California in 1964, and they've been expanding since. So.
And do you have others in Florida now?
There are about 20 in Florida. This franchisee's first one. We have from St. Lucie County all the way south. So we just got started the end of February this year.
Very good. Yeah. And how many, is this your first Del Taco for this group?
Correct, yeah.
Okay. Now, for most of the people that are watching today are not going to be familiar with Del Taco because it is a West Coast thing. Yeah. So what is Del Taco known for?
It's known for their tacos and burritos. They have a whole variety of different things. We have papas, we have quesadillas, we have LTOs like carnitas, slow-cooked carnitas. It's fresh fast food.
It is fresh fast food. Now, so when I was out in California as a young child, and then I went to the Midwest, and we missed Del Taco at first, but it is considered the fresher of the fast food
yes.
Tacos.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
If you come early enough in the morning, you could see us shredding our cheese. We shred our cheese by hand. We make the guacamole by hand, the pico by hand, and everything. So.
And I feel like most of the world has heard of Del Taco. So I know when I took my husband, who was born and raised in Florida, to the West Coast, he was like, I want to try Del Taco.
Yeah.
And so that was one of the first, you got to try Del Taco and Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
Because they don't have those out here.
Right.
Very good. Now, you guys have moved into the world of catering, which is that every Del Taco or just you?
Most Del Tacos have it, but we just started about a month ago. And to kick it off, I put a 15% off any catering order all through summer. So if you have any parties or events, you just put in the code summer15 and you get 15% off the whole order. There's also discounts on the delivery drivers as well. They give you a discount. So it's very affordable and it's very fun. So.
Very good. And how would they go about getting in touch with you to get some catering done? Is there a website they can do that?
Yeah, you go to deltaco.com/Port St. Lucie, or I have some business cards. You could contact me directly.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
And so is this your first foray into a Del Taco, or had you worked with them previously? Or
I worked with a previous Del Taco group in the Panhandle in North Florida.
Okay.
And then I moved down to South Florida because I used to live here and I always wanted to come back to the South.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Where do you live in South Florida?
Before?
Yeah.
Hallandale Beach.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's really South Florida.
Yeah.
We're like mid-South Florida.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back to South Florida.
Thank you.
It's warm here,
yeah.
as you know.
Yeah.
As I'm sure you remember.
Yeah.
Good. And Del Taco is located where? So everybody that wants to run through the drive-thru today?
Yeah, it's right next to the Sam's Club. It used to be an old Burger King, and we converted it into Del Taco.
And that's the Sam's Club on Leonard?
On Highway 1.
Yeah.
10 minutes from here.
Yeah. Right across from the Walmart.
Yeah.
And There's a car wash there, I think.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
All right, great. Well, we're going to put your information up on the screen, and then hopefully we'll get some people that are catering their summer barbecue. I mean, who wants to cook? It's too hot.
Right.
Order Del Taco. Summer 15's the promo code.
Yes, and I'll make sure everybody gets extra. You always get extra when you order, so.
In the meantime, our audience is enjoying their Del Taco tacos this morning.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you for coming, Sergio.
All right, thanks for having me.
Sorry. Stay with me for just a second. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back with Councilman David Pickett. Welcome back to Coffee with the Port St. Lucie Council. I'm still Teresa Aronson, but now I'm joined by Councilman David Pickett, who is our representation from the council this month. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We were just discussing our sponsor, Del Taco, and all the fast foods in America and rating them, which we won't do on camera now because we all had our favorites. But I'm happy that we're expanding our fast food options in St. Lucie County.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, everybody should be able to try all the things. Well, we're still waiting on In-N-Out, Carl Jr.'s, and I forget what else. But
Another Del Taco on the west side of town.
there you go, because we live on West Side, and you're a big Del Taco fan.
I love Del Taco.
Yeah, it's good. All right, so what is going on in the city of Port St. Lucie these days?
Well, Saturday we celebrated our Keep Port St. Lucie Beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
We had a commemorative breakfast, and again, our fine folks at Del Webb took the Golden Grabber Award. These people, the reason I bring it up is this club impresses me so much because every year they grow. They grow their membership. They just increased their pickup zone by a mile.
Oh, they do?
And as of Saturday, we have 90 groups in the Keep Port St. Lucie Beautiful program. That's 90 different people going around helping keep our city beautiful. So that's something to be proud of.
Very nice. And Del Webb got the Golden Grabber.
Del Webb was one of the groups that got the Golden Grabber. And I think the last 5 years, I think they've gotten a Golden Grabber.
Have you? Oh, my goodness.
61.
They're so involved. I mean, we talk about Del Webb on this show a lot because they come to our show. So, and when they're not here, we get freaked out and we want to do a welfare check. Where's our Del Webb people? But that's because they have good leadership. Their clubs, with Mark and Wayne, and they have good people leading their clubs that are very involved.
Yeah.
Wayne said he's going out to Denver with the city for what is it? All-American City contest. Like they asked him to go.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Well, congratulations.
So just so you know, he doesn't have a mic, poor Wayne, so people are like, what is he saying?
He's been very involved in a lot of things that we do, especially with the Keep Port St. Lucie Beautiful program.
Well, they have 32 people representing the city at this contest for, the All-American City contest, and they asked him to go along with them, so.
Congratulations, Wayne.
Yeah. They
Very
didn't ask me or you.
Yeah.
They asked Wayne.
So we could go if we pay our own way.
Yeah, but good for Wayne. But I think the vice mayor and city management and a bunch of people are going to Parks and Rec, and I'm sure representation from Keep Port St. Lucie Beautiful. Is that still under Community Services,
Yeah.
Carmen?
Solid
Waste it's under. Oh, okay. Very good. Well, we opened...
Heart in the Park.
We did open Heart in the Park. I missed it.
It was kind of a soft opening.
Okay.
The official grand opening will be July the 12th. Official ribbon cutting, excuse me.
Will be July
the
12th. Yeah, because I had to miss the soft opening. It was Leadership Day, so I felt bad about that. But it got rescheduled a couple times, and I couldn't make it. But I'll be at the July 12th one. But the Heart is up in its completeness. It's not missing any panels. It has everything, because it was missing panels for.
Yeah, there were some issues with it, and they finally got everything worked out. It's open for viewing. I don't think you can go up in it yet. They still have some little things to do around the plaza, but that'll all be done by July the 12th. But the one cool thing about when we did the opening on June the 12th, they had marriages there. 12 people got
I
married.
saw that.
And this is kind of funny. They had one couple, and I told, because my fiance went with me, and they were trying to get us to get married. I said, no, we're not getting married.
You have to have a license, just so you know. You can't just drop and get married.
Right.
You have
They
to, yeah.
We already have everything planned out. I said, no, we're not going to do a spur of the moment thing. So we go inside to get something to eat, and they're having the wedding ceremony. And we went in to cool off, and they were having the wedding ceremony, and we walked back out. And this man and woman, he went in to use the restroom and missed the ceremony. And I told my fiance, I said, yeah, that's a sign.
He missed the ceremony?
It missed the ceremony. They started the wedding ceremony without them. And the lady's sitting there crying, and she's all upset. And I went up to her, and I said, excuse me, ma'am. I said, obviously you want to get married today. I said, do you still want to get married? And she said, yes, I do. And I looked at the guy, and I had great sympathy for him, because I knew that's something as men we know we'll never ever live that down.
No.
And that's going to get brought up every time there's the issue.
For sure.
But they were able. The clerk was Michelle was able to marry him afterwards, and so
Good.
all was well. But she was upset, and I'm sure that man will never ever forget that, or let it be.
I know it.
She'll never let it go.
Yeah, I don't know if I wouldn't take it as a sign, though. I feel like I would just be like, okay, maybe we'll wait a minute.
Yeah, right. So,
But all right.
But it was a very beautiful ceremony. They had the outside was decorated. It was very beautiful, and 12 people was able to get married there.
Very
and I'm sure
nice.
that's going to be a destination place for quite some time.
Prom pictures, wedding pictures, all the things.
Right, proposals, and all that
all
good
the
stuff.
things. Very good. The parking lot isn't as big as I thought it was going to be. That's might be an issue.
It's definitely going to be an issue with the grocery store there and all the different restaurants that's going to be there. It's going to be interesting.
We'll see how it goes.
So,
How have you guys been, my Del Webbers? How do you feel about it? Good? Good. All right. What else is going on?
let's see, we had Vet Fest, our first annual Vet Fest.
Oh, yeah.
And we did really, really well until it started raining.
Well, it's Florida.
Yeah, it's Florida, summertime. What are you going to do?
Yep.
We had, right up to the time it started raining, we had 2,000 people.
Oh, nice.
So
That's a great
we had
turnout.
a really good momentum going, and then the rain. It wasn't the rain; it was the thunder. The rain. It came, it passed, but the thunder, and you got the little monitor out there, and it has to be 30 minutes from the last lightning strike within 10 miles. We get it 27 minutes. I'm like, okay, we can put the band back on stage, and boom, here comes another lightning bolt. So we had about a 2-hour delay, and you could just slowly watch the crowd
Dwindle.
Yeah, and so, but we were very happy with the numbers that we had going into, that minor setback. But we're planning the next year's Vet Fest, and we're actually going to move the date. We're going to go to April,
Okay, you'll have less rain.
so less chance of a rain. So
And when is Veterans Day? November, right?
that's Veterans Day. Yeah, November. I think it's
11th?
10th or 11th.
11th.
Yeah,
10th? 11th.
it's like each year it's a different day, but it's the first Monday in November.
It's when we celebrate. Yeah.
So
But, because you're right, if it's an outdoor event in the summer in Florida,
that's a chance you take.
I don't even think there's a chance. You're going to get some
Yeah, yeah.
rain. Yeah. We had our golf tournament last Sunday, rain.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it was funny because the first part of the week, like the Saturday before, did the 7-day forecast for Port St. Lucie, 10% chance of rain. I'm like, okay, no issues. Wednesday, 30% chance. I'm like, I still like our chances. Saturday morning when I get up to go to the event center, I didn't want to do it, but I had to. I open up the weather app, 60% chance of rain. I'm like, oh, great. But all in all, it was a pretty good day, and each one of the veterans organizations made some money, and that was the end
Good.
state. So
Yeah. It's all about the vet.
And then we've got Freedom Fest coming up July the 4th.
Oh, yeah.
So there's actually two different events going on at the same time. You have Freedom Fest, and then you have the Ultimate Experience, which is something you have to buy a ticket for. And the tickets are $45, children are $15, and under 2 is free. But with that, you get dinner. There's a cash bar there. It's air conditioning, and then you get to go out on the veranda, which it's nice and cool out there, and watch the fireworks. And
Yeah.
the fireworks event is we usually do 10 to 15,000 people at that event. So, and the Ultimate Experience always sells out. So if you have any aspirations of wanting to sit, have a nice dedicated chair and sit in the air conditioning and watch the fireworks,
Have a nice barbecue buffet.
they have
usually.
a very nice barbecue buffet. And,
Yeah.
and they have a band that's playing. The band's name is the Party Dogs. So, and then outside on the main stage, and I'm very excited for this because I don't think I've ever seen, it's a funk band
A funk band
Yeah.
for the 4th of
for
July.
the 4th of July. I don't think I've ever seen a funk band play at Mid-Florida.
Love it.
So something different.
And the festival itself is free,
It's free. The festival's free.
but the upgraded version.
Yeah, if you want the upgraded version, it's like a VIP
Yeah.
ticket or whatever. So
And it's how much this year? I
$45.
feel like it's gone up in price.
Yeah, it's gone up.
All right, very good. Because it did sell out, and it was always very crowded in there, so I can see why they would do that.
So,
Very good.
and then the last thing I have is something that is very near and dear to my heart. We're putting up flag disposable boxes around town.
Oh, okay.
It was brought up a couple years ago. It kind of didn't go anywhere, and it was brought up again. And during a council meeting, I told the city manager, I said, I volunteer, my organization will pay for the wood if facilities will build it. And okay. So communications and I had a discussion, and they actually found them on Amazon. So we bought them from Amazon. Communications is having them wrapped with different patriotic themes. And one's going to go in City Hall, one's going to go at Veterans Memorial Park, and then another one's going to go at Mid-Florida Event Center. So if you have a flag that's weathered and you need to dispose of it, just take it there and drop it off. And then periodically we'll pick them up and we'll take them to the DAV and drop them off at the DAV. And they have a ceremony where they properly retire the flag.
Very good. Yeah, because you're not supposed to let it touch the ground,
Right.
burn, or throw it away.
Exactly.
It's supposed to be disposed of correctly.
Correctly.
Yeah, the American flag.
Correct.
And so people, and what do you do when you're at home, though, and your flag has gone through a hurricane? It didn't make
All
it.
tattered.
Yeah. You have to dispose of it, and that's not an easy task.
No, because I have people all the time call me and ask me where they get rid of them, and I'll go pick them up and take them to the DAV. And then what we do is with the DAV, they have when we have the festival out to Mid-Florida, not Mid-Florida, but
McCarty Ranch.
Thank you.
Oh.
I had a brain cramp for a minute. McCarty Ranch.
That's okay.
They come out there. They bring the ROTC kids out there, and they do a little ceremony, and they properly dispose of the flags.
Which, if I'm not wrong, it is burning.
It's
them.
burning, yeah. But
Yeah,
there's a proper
but it's
way.
a ceremony
Right,
and a proper
exactly.
way to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's not just, out back in the tin trash can.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Very good.
So, but Crosstown is open now.
Well, Crosstown's been open for years, David. This is not news.
Crosstown, the extension going out to the school.
Ah, okay, that's news. All right, very good.
Yeah.
Out to Legacy.
Out to Legacy, and I think there's like 200 feet left to make the connection, but they tell me that that's going to be done before school.
So did Glades cut off? Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, very good. Well, school starts in August, so we're,
Yeah.
clock's ticking.
Well, it's important because that's another east-west thoroughfare that we have that we never had before.
Yeah.
And as growth happens out west, we're going to need more roads to, for that traffic.
So we now have Gatlin and St. Lucie West, and we're going to have Crosstown
Crosstown, Becker Road's open.
and Becker Road. So they all four go from Glades, basically, yep, to US 1.
Yeah.
Well, Becker doesn't. Becker's
Becker
not
doesn't
going
go to US 1, but
yeah.
at least it makes it to 95. So if there's a hurricane, there's
Makes
another
it-
evacuation route.
Yeah, 95 and the Turnpike.
And the Turnpike,
So
correct.
yeah, Becker does do both, so we're good. Very good, because when I moved here 20 years ago, you know, you had Port St. Lucie Boulevard and Prima Vista. It was miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good. Good news. All good stuff. All right.
That's
Anything
about
else
all.
we need to tell them about?
No, I think that's about it. I'm good.
Well, we are going to be doing, I think in October, a golf tournament at the Saints,
Oh.
which is our,
That's for the chamber?
yeah, well, actually, it's for the foundation, which is Leadership and Young Floridian.
Okay.
So, as you know, costs have been going through the roof, and we charge tuition for leadership, but I don't want to increase it so much that it's unaffordable for our small businesses. So we've decided to do some fundraising, which we've never done before. So we're going to come up with, I actually have already put the list together of every person that's ever gone through leadership that we know of, which is hundreds
Right.
of names. You'd be surprised. My problem is they did not keep a record of what class they went through. So I only have the last 20 years of what class. So if you were in 22 or higher, I know what class you were in.
Okay.
But before that, I don't. So I'm going to be sending that out soon and hope that people, because you haven't done it yet, because you've had to work,
Yeah.
which for good reason you haven't done it. Brandon's done it. You know, most people have done it. Patricia's done it. So I'm going to be putting that out soon, and hopefully people can email us if they know what class before 22 somebody was in.
So how many of those people are still a resident of St. Lucie County?
So many, you'd be shocked. I mean, they are the leaders of St. Lucie County. I mean, Patricia can attest to it. I was working with the Sheriff's Department on something for leadership, and I went through the list. Sheriff Del Toro is a leadership graduate. Paul Taglieri, his chief of staff. Greg Oravec, the former mayor, and his chief of operations. Bill May, the head of his fleet. All these people have gone through leadership.
Nice.
So you would be surprised. A lot of our county commissioners, Kathy Townsend, you name it. Actually, Erin Lowry she was newly elected. She had to, for time reasons, she had to drop out of this last class, but she's going to go through. Pretty much Anthony Bona, Councilman Bona's
Yeah, Councilman Bono's been to it.
been through it. Literally everybody, yeah, of course, Stephanie Morgan's been through it. Shannon Martin went through it, our mayor, and Jolene is in the class now, Vice Mayor Jolene Caraballo.
Well, I need to get in it then.
Yeah, I feel that most people in leadership positions, I think, in St. Lucie County have been through leadership, oddly enough. And here's what I have to say about leadership. We only do the applications in August till October. I used to advertise it quite a bit, but it's very competitive to get in the class. I think not last year. Last year I didn't advertise it. I quietly put the application out and didn't say much about it. And we didn't have to turn down too many people. But the previous year we had 62 applicants for 17 spots. Wow. And so it was tough. And I made a lot of enemies, even though it's not even my call. But so there's different ways. It's a class of 30. Certain people automatically get a person in. The city, so that's good. The city of Port St. Lucie automatically gets a person in. The city of Fort Pierce, the sheriff's department, the fire department. Our fire chief went through. You know, that's how I met him, is through leadership. So yes, this year I will be putting it out again in August. But the city gets one pick. So if the city manager decides, you know, David Pickett is their person, you get automatic in. So don't worry too much.
That's nice.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
how long is that?
It's a year-long class.
Year. Okay.
And it is a deep dive into everything St. Lucie County. So we're not there giving you the John Maxwell, you know, leadership presentation. We are telling you everything we think you need to know to be familiar with the county that you live in, the county that you're serving, the county that you hope to lead. And that's what we do in Leadership St. Lucie. And
Nice.
so it's behind the scenes everywhere, places you don't get to go as a civilian.
Right.
Even as an elected official, sometimes we've arranged places that you can't go to. And so we're very proud of it, but we want to keep the costs down for small businesses too, because it's important to have their participation. So we're going to do a golf tournament, and then Young Floridian is our other foundation endeavor, and that's a scholarship program that's been going on since 1987.
Yeah, my daughter won Young Floridian when she was in high school.
Oh, nice.
And she got I don't even remember how much money she got for toward college, but I mean, every little bit helps.
It does. So it's a 2-year scholarship to Indian River State College for your associates, which anybody can get with the Promise program that
Right.
we have now. But it's also a book stipend. And then we send $250 to that school, to the registrar for your cantina, as they say. And then we give the winner a $750 cash check. Plus, it includes a cord that you get to wear at any
Right.
St. Lucie County
Yeah.
graduation.
At the graduation, yeah.
Which kids love cords. It's just got a long,
Some of those kids, when you go to those
prestigious-
graduations, they've got just a whole montage of chords, and like,
Yes.
what is that for? What?
and they all mean something, and they're all something that they worked for.
Right.
So yeah, the Young Floridian cord is green and yellow, and so we give every single participant a cord too. So it's a good
and
thing.
where's your golf tournament at again?
It's going to be at the Saints, actually.
The
Thank
Saints,
you to
okay.
the city of Port St. Lucie for helping us out with that. So it's going to be at the Saints for the foundation. So
Nice.
excited about that. Yeah.
No, I just want to make sure I knew where it was at, because I
Yeah.
would like to at least sponsor a hole.
We would love that. We would love that. The leadership and foundation, we spend a lot of time in our office on those 2 programs, and we really don't fundraise enough for them. But because leadership is every single month, and Young Floridian has about 10 events tied to it, one of which is a big ceremony at the Sunrise Theater.
Right.
So yeah, we've got a lot to do with that. So
And
excited about that.
fundraising's so fun, isn't it?
I have been doing it for so long and I don't know, I don't know why, but yeah, it's tough.
It is challenging, especially now when you have. It seems like there's so many nonprofits that
So many.
they're competing for the same dollars. So
St. Lucie County actually is disproportionately heavy in nonprofits. We have quite a few because we have a history of economic challenged areas.
Mm-hmm.
So we have so many nonprofits. And I always say we're not curing cancer or helping your kids or saving puppies. So it's really, really hard for us.
yeah, and it's very competitive, and you have to figure out ways to, make your brand stand out from everybody else's, and that's the tough part right there, is trying to
Yeah.
figure out how to, word everything to where you're just a cut above the next person.
And what we're doing for the general public, people don't always understand or think they need, which, I'll tell you right now, you do. We're making a difference every day. But
Most definitely.
we work on regulatory processes for small business, which is vital to their survival and their ability to get started. And we also, we coach them and help them. I probably talk to 5 to 10 people every day that want to start a business that are not prepared, don't know where to go, didn't know what it entailed, and have no idea.
Yeah.
And so I'm saving them millions
of dollars, because
Yeah.
everybody has an idea, or they have a trade, and I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to start my own business. But it's very easy to say that. But when you start peeling back the layers of the onion, you're like, oh, I didn't know I had to have this license. I didn't know I had to have that license. I didn't know about this. I didn't know about that. And that's where your office comes in, that helps out quite a bit of people, because I know when I went down there, your staff was very helpful in helping me out, because there was a lot of things that I didn't realize it needed to be done.
Yeah.
And give me a nice checklist, and you just go by the checklist, complete. And that way you don't end up being surprised.
And that's what we're trying to save you from, is the surprise. Because I have people come to me and they say, oh, I want to open this daycare at this address. Well, that address is not going to support that daycare. The lot's not big enough. The entry,
Right.
the egress isn't correct. It will never get approved.
Right.
People don't know that. Or I don't know where to get my business tax receipt. Well, you need 2 of them. Did you, just every question you can possibly think of, I have been asked over the years. And so that's why we have this service, is because hopefully I'll be able to, if I can't answer your question, I know who can.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. All right, well, with that, as we always do, we are going to take questions from the audience, but we're not going to do it on camera, as we never do, because we have no mics out there, and because that's actually a benefit of coming down. Tacos and asking questions. That's why you should have been here today.
Tacos was a benefit today.
Yeah, everybody got tacos from Del Taco, our sponsor. And now they get to ask questions without the home audience witnessing. So I want to thank everybody for coming down. I want to thank Sergio St. Hill from Del Taco. Remind everybody that they're doing catering right now, and Gus and the staff here and my staff, and Councilman Pickett for filling in on this weird random Monday that we had to reschedule.
Thank you for having me.
And of course, our Del Webb guys are always here when we need them. So with that, have a great day, everybody. Till next time.